Hey, School Zone podcast audience. Matt coming at you from sunny Central Texas, EIEIO, as I like to call it, out here in the middle of nowhere. It is a Monday night, middle of September 2018, and I've got a guy that I can tell is going to be a good friend for years to come just after the few minutes that we've talked here in getting ready for the interview. Mr. Ken Sadler of SnoCo Pickles. Man, Ken, thank you for joining us in the School Zone. This is exciting.
Hey man, I almost had to pinch myself to make sure that I'm still alive, man. I told you, when we were talking before that I ran across you, oh my gosh, over 11 years ago when you had the guts to start SSV. And I want to applaud you for all entrepreneurs for what you've done. And I tell you what, man, you've been doing it for 11 years and still growing 43 states, man. So I'm humble by being here, man. And I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to talk about what we're doing with SnoCo Pickles and Mindpreneur Consulting, which is also my company, which is social entrepreneurship.
So, Ken, we both have a passion, obviously, for what we do, for working with schools and all that kind of stuff. But before we jump into that, give me some backstory. How the heck did you start working with SnoCo and
Okay.
all that?
I tell you what, I had talked with some people. I love pickles, and I had talked with some individuals about pickles, and we had stumbled upon flavored pickles. So I said, okay, well, look, let me just find out who sells flavored pickles. I mean, I'm going to go to the resource and went on Amazon and I saw this SnoCo Pickles. I said, oh, okay, and maybe I'll order some. So I called the 1-800 number and someone picked up. And I'm just the kind of person that likes to know who I'm talking to. If it's somebody in customer service, I'll ask them their name. So I said, my name's Ken. Who am I speaking to? And the person at the other end said, Rod. And I said, Rod who? He said, Rod Warren. Well, Rod is the owner of the company. I mean, SnoCo Pickles are actually made by Warren Corporation, UNI. And I was like, man, I'm talking to the owner. So I kind of told him about my passion for pickles and, flavored pickles. I had done some research about Mississippi and the Koolicles. They were curing kosher pickles with Kool-Aid. Well, he had taken it a step further. So I said, man, I'd love to have a sample of some of those pickles. Can you recommend to me what, would be something I could get started with just to taste them, get the texture, just to find out what it tastes like. Because it's something different. I mean, flavored pickles, I mean, come on. So Rod was actually nice enough to send me a sample. And I tasted them, man, and I was hooked. And I was like, man, this could be something totally different for the fundraising industry. I mean, a game changer. I mean, think about it. 3 grams of sugar, 3 grams of carbohydrates, and 100 milligrams of sodium. You know how it is with food choices in the fundraising industry. I mean, this product is not only good, it's good for you. But back to your original question, I just talked with Rod. He sent them to me, and I tasted them, and I was like, okay. But I still wasn't convinced yet, man. I said, okay, let's see, how will this play out to the masses? So my wife and I went and did some festivals, from like a blues and barbecue festival in Indiana to a event at a country club. And everywhere we went, people loved it. I mean, you had to get them to try them because it was something different, but people loved them. And I said, you know something, we can take this and put this in the fundraising space. Like I alluded to before, we love social entrepreneurship. We wanted to take and utilize a business approach to solving a social problem. And here in Northern Kentucky, like in some other parts of the United States, a lot of programs have been cut due to funding. And it just broke my heart to, see people like that, bands, even some football teams, some of the non-revenue generating sports being cut. So we just decided to partner together to do it. I mean, it was amazing how it just, to me, it was a God thing, because I call and the owner answers the phone, just happened to answer the phone that day. And we had a conversation like you and I are having right now. And he just took it upon himself to send me some samples. Just a guy right out of northern Kentucky, right outside of Cincinnati. I guess it was just a passion and inflection in my voice that resonated with him for him to do that. And we just went at it, man.
So how long ago was this?
This was in April, no, May of this year.
Okay.
It was May of this year. And like I said, that next month I went ahead and placed a shipment order just to see. Because like I said, I've got to see if this product is viable. Because if people don't like it or get excited about it, it's going to be tough. But everywhere we went across the socioeconomic spectrum. I mean, from blue collar to white collar, and everybody liked it. I mean, it's amazing when we're at festivals. We just finished up one where people just could not believe it. And we had people running up to us, "Are you the pickle people?" I'm like, "Yes, yes." And it made me think, oh, that's our program, Pickles with a Purpose. And that's the name of our fundraising program. It's Pickles with a Purpose. And we've been doing it, just me, for about 4 or 5 months now. And we're starting to line up some fundraising clients that are excited about it. They're excited about the profit that they're receiving from it. And we're just really excited about where we are right now.
So what was it that made you decide? Were you doing some work in the school space before, or was this completely new to you all together?
No, well, I have two sons. They swim and track. And like I said, non-revenue sports. And we've been doing fundraising for the past 3 or 4 years for like AAU track and for their swim. I mean, a number of things that we would do, like parking at the football games. I mean, we sold a Yeti tumbler cups, and I was like, something, let's do something a little different. I mean, for me, from personal experience, saw what it was like. It can mean the difference between an organization having a year-end banquet or not. And it shouldn't be like that. I mean, it really shouldn't. I mean, and we just decided to do something about it, my wife and I. And as a result, we took our love for pickles with something that's totally different from the Mississippi Delta, and just we wanted to marry it into something that would be totally different. As you can attest to, Matt, being an entrepreneur is something different. And I've always encouraged my kids to be different. Being different to me is cool. And that's what's so attractive about this product. It's different. And one thing about being different, good, bad, otherwise, you're memorable. And I think that this is a different product and it's memorable. And like I said, this has been 3 to 4 years in the making. My son's, like I said, in the non-revenue sports, and we have to scratch and claw to make sure that we raise money for a number of things.
And I'll tell you what, guys, if you take a look at some of the video and all that, I mean, it'll blow your mind. You've never seen pickles that look this way. I have not tried them, but I hope I get the opportunity to do so real soon myself. How many flavors? Talk a little bit about the process that they go through.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Well, we start out with kosher dill pickles. Now, the good thing about it, it takes about 72 hours for the product to cure, okay? That's actually 3 times faster than traditional methods. So we're able to meet the demand of organizations that have sold a number of pickles. But let me back up a little bit. The company was launched in June of 2016 after 11 months of research and testing. I sure wish I would have met him back then, because I would have loved to have been a part of the testing as they developed this, but I didn't know Rod at the time. So SnoCo Pickles put in a lot of thought before bringing the product to market. But it's a family-owned business that started in actually Matt 1976 with snow cones, New Orleans style, Ralph Snowball Supply. So they had started with a few stands, and shout out to the women out there. SnoCo Pickles came as a result of Rod's wife saying, "Look, we could cure pickles in this snow cone, sir. Why don't we do it?" So he listened to her, smart guy, by the way, and decided to start with pickles and use them with the snow cone syrup. And as a result, after 11 months of testing and research, it was launched in June of 2016. So it's only 2 years old, just the flavored pickles. But like I said, it takes about 72 hours of fully processing, and man, and when they come out, they are delicious. I wish I had some video of just people like, ugh, I don't want to do flavor. Wow, these are good. I'll take 2 jars. That just happened to us over the weekend. And it's amazing, man, just to see it. And the shelf life, it's another thing that I like. I mean, we don't have to worry about, the time of the year. I mean, you have some products, whether it's chocolate or what have you, that's susceptible to being perishable, depending upon when you actually do your fundraising. Well, the shelf life is 10 months for unrefrigerated, and if you refrigerate it, it can last up to a year. So that was another thing that was really attractive, was the shelf life of the product. I mean, it's really hard for pickles to go bad, and as good as they taste, they don't even last that long.
So talk a little bit about the fundraising program itself, how it works, who would be an ideal group or organization to partner with you guys, lead times, just some of those things that I know the audience right now is listening. They're like, hey, this is cool. We've never done anything remotely close to this. We'd love to try something new. Okay. But how long in advance do we got to plan, and all that kind of stuff that they're all thinking about right now?
Well, I'm actually a contact person for this. Great question. We got 2 plans to choose from. The easiest one that doesn't require any upfront capital is we call it Plan A. Plan A is where you will actually pre-sale the jars. We have an order tracking sheet that you can access. You contact me, I'll get it sent out to you. And the pickles sell for $8 for the jar, and you get $3 to the organization, and that includes shipping. Now, we do ship to a centralized location because of the size. I mean, the jar is 1.2 pounds. So we actually ship to a centralized location, like some of the other fundraising organizations out there. But for $8, you get $3, and it includes shipping with a minimum order of $150. Now, if you like, you can actually do Plan B, which means that you can buy them yourself and sell it for whatever you want, and you actually keep the profit. As far as the lead time is concerned, most fundraisers are good for about 2 to 3 weeks. After that, you start to lose a little momentum. I mean, you're excited for that first week or two, and then after that, you start to get diminishing returns. So 2 to 3 weeks is about the maximum time that we'd like to see the effectiveness for a fundraiser. And once we get all the orders, it takes about a week to get all the orders processed and then get them ready to ship. As far as our target audience, it's any nonprofit, schools. I mean, we're talking band, track, swimming. We're actually going to be working with a marketing association in one of the largest high schools here in the state, DECA. And it presents an opportunity to do 2 things: raise funds for organization and actually help some of the students with honing their entrepreneurial skills, which to me is something, don't get me on my soapbox, but that's something that needs to be taught even more in our schools, is to have entrepreneurial avenues for people to pursue. So that's a mission of ours. Besides fundraising, we want to show people, guess what? You can go out and create revenue for yourself as a result of your own efforts. So that's our target audience, man. I mean, and with the way budget cuts have been, Matt, I'm gonna tell you, it's almost limitless with the number of people. You can go look on Facebook. Look at your Facebook friends. We get inundated for fundraising requests. I was looking before our interview, and I saw a few of our Facebook friends. Please support my daughter's fundraising. One was for music. Another one was for band. There was another one for soccer. All of that is there. And this is a program where you don't have to put any money up front. And you've got a unique product that's healthy. Again, I can't stress enough. We had people over this past weekend at a festival that we were at that were diabetic. And they read the label on our product and said that I can eat this. I can't tell you how good that made me feel coming from a family that's had diabetes in our family.
So let's say, somebody is a little bit skeptical just because most people have never ate a flavored pickle before. Let's just be honest.
Right.
So do you guys have a process or a procedure to where, let's say there's a PTA mom out there somewhere in Texas or Oklahoma or up in New York State for that matter. It's like, man, I really like this idea, but I can't commit without, doing a little test here, having some folks try it out so that we can be advocates for a product like that. Do you guys have any kind of samples or anything that you've got the ability to send out to people so that they have the ability to try the product?
Of course. You have to. That's when we're selling the product at festivals, that is our MO. You like pickles? Come try them. I don't like flavored pickles. Huh? Do you like spicy or sweet? And once they get in and try them, Matt, 70% of them like them. But to answer your question, yes, if they want to try the product, we can ship samples. I mean, we have 8 flavors that we offer. On the less spicy side, we have strawberry. We have Bahama Mama, Taste of the Tropics. We also have blue raspberry and sour green apple. Then we have red hot cinnamon that tastes just like the red hot cinnamon candy in a pickle. We have the hot Bahama Mama. We have cherry bomb and mango fire. So to your point, yes, if they want to try it, we can send them some snack packs for them to taste, because if they don't know that the product is good, it's going to be really difficult for them to get behind it. So it's a great question. We will provide samples to individuals that are really serious about using us as a fundraiser. We'll be more than happy to ship a product to them for them to sample.
Guys, I got to tell you what, I've been in the fundraising space here for 11 years with my company, School Spirit Vending, that Ken talked about here at the beginning of our interview. And man, I've just about seen it all in the hundreds of trade shows that I've worked during that period of time. One of the things that my company, School Spirit Vending, has been able to benefit from for years is the fact that we're kind of the only ones that do what we do, and we get people's attention because of how different that we are. Guys, this is another one of those products where I guarantee you will get some people's attention, especially in most cases where with many of your schools, you've kind of been doing the same thing for quite a while, and it's probably time to look to do something else, or to try something different. Man, talk about being able to make a splash with a product like this. All you got to do, like I said, look at the website, and we'll get to that here in a second, but just the look of these pickles is not like anything you have ever seen before. and to be able to benefit from the varying taste profiles, man, and in something that's healthy, I'm I'm pumped, man. I had no idea, Ken, where all this was going to go, because I didn't know a ton about you guys before we started talking. But man, I think this could be a game changer for us, and try the product and partner with you guys.
Well, I appreciate those kind words. We like being different. I mean, the same thing that you did with your vending machine, we like following that same model with your podcast. I mean, I love being different. And we're just different in our approach. We're different in the fact that we've taken what some people view as a mundane product and made it flashy. I mean, I'm telling you, man, people, for kids, adults, they love them. And we had people coming up to us at the festival. Again, like I stated earlier in the interview, there you go. You guys are the pickle people. I said, you're right. We are the pickle people. And for people that want to take a look at what we have to offer, go to SnoCo Pickles. That's SnoCoPickles.com. But our website is, of course, picklefundraising.com. We're going to have something with pickle in it, but yeah, picklefundraising.com. It gives you some information. We'll actually have some news on there. Of course, this interview is going to be on there, and some of the people that we're talking to. I was at a show, like I said, over the weekend, and we had the local middle school football team that was walking, and they had a sign, we're taking donations, we're taking donations. I saw them, they walked by our table a few times, so I was like, I need to follow them. I went and talked to their coach, and he shared some things with me that made me feel that, man, I'm operating in the right space. Do you know that this was the first year in a while that they were actually able to get equipment that was modern and up to date? And they're playing football. And I was like, what? He said, oh yeah. Some parents had to come out of their pocket with money in order for kids to have the right helmets and pads to play football. So I asked him, so what are you guys doing here today? I mean, I see your kids walking around, with signs on my donation. They said, we're cooking hamburgers and hot dogs. And hopefully we can get enough money so that we'll be able to cater the end of the year banquet so we can pass out trophies. And it was disheartening. And it broke my heart to hear that. And I was like, man, we've got to do something. So I gave them my information and some pickles. And like, wow. And they said, what you give? $3? Do you know how many fill in the blank we have to sell to make $3? So yeah. Oh yeah, I do know. That's why we priced it the way we priced it, to make it a win-win situation. So yes, that was confirmation that we were doing the right thing. And for that, every story that we see, there are thousands or more out there like that. Thousands or more out there like that. And we need people like yourself, Matt, and some of the other people that have come on this podcast to help bridge that gap. Because if we don't do it, who will?
So Ken, let's change direction just slightly for a couple minutes. Talk a little bit about your consulting firm and how that kind of ties in with all this.
Well, this is how Rod and I got together. I had started a firm. It's called Minorpreneur Consulting. The Minorpreneur is actually trademark. It's minority entrepreneur. It was a play on words for minority entrepreneur, which includes women, Asian, Hispanic, Black, just to provide a platform and a way for them to have some of the tools that they need to succeed. And that means, maybe finding a good CPA, getting business insurance, having a business plan, the right organization, not being a sole proprietorship, at least having an LLC, just teaching them, some accounting principles. And, partnering with Rod actually gave me a platform for Minerpreneur Consulting. My hope is that term becomes obsolete and it's just an entrepreneur. We don't differentiate between a minority entrepreneur or a mainstream entrepreneur. That's why I actually started the business. I actually got the idea of it in the shower. And I got out, Googled it. Well, nobody has this, huh? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this trademark. We went through the process, got it trademarked, and been doing some consulting, with some business, helping people, set up websites, set up the verbiage, and using my marketing degree to just actually help people. And, being in banking too has helped as well. But just ended up being a perfect marriage between SnoCo Pickles and Minerpreneur Consulting. And like I was saying, it's a social entrepreneur. It's using a business approach to solve a social problem. And that's what drives me, man. I can lay awake at night 2 and 3 o'clock thinking about, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do today to impact people? And, whether it's in the church, whether it's in school, whether it's doing this, whether it's blogging, whether it's writing another book, because I've written one. I actually talked to some of your people about it. Hopefully you've already purchased it. But those are the things that I do, man. I like working with the underdog. And that's what drives me.
Ken Sadler, this has been a real pleasure and a real blessing to have you on the show. Guys, go check out what they're doing at picklefundraising.com. At a minimum, get some samples coming your way so that you can share with others in your school or your organization and find something that I think is really going to get people's attention and has the ability to make a major impact on the fundraising side of things for you and your group or your school. Ken, any other parting thoughts before we wrap things up today that we haven't covered or you want to make sure you leave folks with?
Matt, keep doing what you're doing. You're a blessing to everybody that's able to get on your show. The inflection in your voice tells me that you're genuine with what you do, man. Brother, keep doing what you do and providing a platform for those of us that may not have had an opportunity to reach your audience, man. You've been doing this for a while. Just keep doing it, man. We need more soldiers like you on the battlefield doing what you do. And I appreciate what you do, man. And just thank you again for this opportunity. That's all I want to say. I appreciate you, man.
Ken Sadler, thanks for joining us in the School Zone. Minerpreneur Consulting, SnoCo Pickles, picklefundraising.com. Reach out and let's make a big impact with this product for you and your organization here in the years to come. Thanks, Ken, and God bless you, man.
Same to you. God bless you, brother.